Are you ready to discover an ancient secret that transcends mere breakfast? What if your morning meal could be a ritual offering true keto transcendence and exotic transformation? This isn't just a recipe, it's an expedition for your palate. Do you dare to discover this explosion of tropical flavors and textures so unexpected it feels like it should be forbidden? But be warned, there's no turning back. Your breakfast and your waistline will never be the same again. Join me for the recipe, the ritual, and a pretty spooky Haunted Hula Hut Canister covered DIY to make your morning ritual even more sacred. And as a bonus, I'll share a quick and easy no-sew tip to take in a vintage Aloha dress as the pounds are swept out to sea by these low carb on the high seas recipes. So be sure to stick around to the end because you'll definitely need this tip in the near future. Now let's go beyond the bowl and I'll reveal the motivation and methods behind my low carb on the high seas approach to my Creepy Tiki Keto lifestyle. And I'll show you how to make the Haunted Hula Hut Canister cover to enhance your own sunrise ceremony and turn it into a truly transformative experience. Halloween has always been my favorite holiday, but just one day was never nearly enough. I wanted to enjoy the fun and flavors all year long. So I needed to find tricks to enjoy the treats in a more sustainable way for myself and my home bar guests of the Sunken Compass. And since tiki feels like the grown-up version of Halloween, I recreate classic and tiki cocktail recipes to help lessen the sugar and carbs, because every little bit helps. At only 5'3.5", I've always struggled with the impacts of sugary sips and snacks that someone of more usual stature might not even notice. After years of feeling sluggish, tired, and perpetually hungry, I was on the search for a solution. I finally have found what works for me and my waistline. After more than 2 decades of carb-laden vegetarianism and attempts at unbearable calorie counting, followed by a back injury that has made exercise impossible and necessitated an anti-inflammatory diet, I started slowly transforming. I had less pain, less inflammation, less hunger, fewer pounds, more energy, and better mood. And the best part is, I'll never have to count calories ever again. I've learned a lot, and I've found ways to still enjoy foods and drinks that I love without sacrificing flavor. And with the Sunken Compass, my home tiki bar, those flavors tend to be exotic, tropical, and fun. So Low Carb on the high seas is the perfect name. This has been such a life-changing switch that I must share it. And because I like a challenge, I still don't partake in most meats, just seafood and dairy. Plus, I'm still able to avoid egg, onion, and garlic allergens and my gluten sensitivity while eating flavorful, exciting foods. Yes, there are plenty of substitutions at restaurants, and I have to have my vintage Hawaiian dresses taken in now. But that's a problem I'll happily accept. This Haunted Hula Hut Canister cover makes my morning ritual of enjoying a Forbidden Tiki Breakfast Bowl even more fun, adding to my Creepy Tiki theme and making a sacred event out of breakfast. And just like the wine bottle cover that I made for Friday Night Feast and Fright featuring the Lost Boys, it's easily removable for washing and reuse. My recipe for Forbidden Tiki Breakfast Bowl fits perfectly in a 1-gallon apothecary jar, providing many mornings of healthy indulgence, a practical and convenient way to transport yourself to the tropics each day. Tired of eggs or need an eggless breakfast like me? Don't eat meat or need to go low cholesterol? Want high fiber and low carb? Need the convenience of shelf-stable make-ahead meals that require no fuss on busy mornings? Want anti-inflammatory that's anti-boring? You can check all the boxes with this Forbidden Tiki Breakfast Bowl. I like to toast all of the ingredients to bring out the richer, deeper flavors that will pair so well with the zesty tropical tartness of the Gold Room Fashionola that I made in Friday Night Feast and Fright featuring The Shining. What is more tiki than fashionola in your breakfast bowl? And this fashionola is low carb on the high seas, of course. I'll link that episode in the description. Nuts and seeds are ancient foods hearty enough to fuel us longer and keep us satisfied, all while reducing the risk of heart disease, lowering cholesterol levels, improving blood sugar control, providing antioxidants, and supporting healthy skin and hair. While I prefer a bowl at home, it can be mixed in a mug and taken with you on busy mornings. Just don't forget your spoon. Even if the health benefits and convenience aren't tempting enough, the taste will be. The versatility of this breakfast is paradise in a bowl, no matter the season or weather. You can enjoy it warm or cool, and switching out the toppings keeps it fresh and new. Berries are a delicious go-to, and fashionola is a fun tiki twist. Other low-carb on the high seas tiki syrups like cinnamon syrup and ginger syrup have been delicious adventures. I've whisked in raw cacao powder and brown swerve to flavor the coconut milk, and I've added vanilla and cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice, especially when I make it warm. I always add the tablespoon of ground flaxseed to the bowl, since I found it tended to settle in the canister if I added it to the mix beforehand. For me, having a routine that I can rely on to get me through busy mornings is crucial. But adding some playfulness with the Haunted Hula Hut Canister cover and switching up adventurous flavor additions on a tried and true recipe elevates a routine to a ritual. Now add a vintage 1940s satin lounging gown, a tiki-themed traveler's notebook planner, and some Lenormand cards, and you've got yourself a quick dose of fun to set the day off right. When the low carb on the high seas recipes begin to sweep the pounds out to sea and those Aloha dresses are 2 sizes too big, here's a quick and easy no-sew tip to still make it to the luau on time. First, try on the dress you need to take in. Then, in front of a mirror, locate a flattering area to gather the dress above your hip, near your waist. Test the look by gathering the material in that area, trying out a few other places to get the gather just right. Then, using a bangle bracelet and an elastic hair tie, place the bangle bracelet on the outside of the dress where the dress gathered best, and secure it using the elastic hair tie from the inside of the dress. This will gather the material in an attractive circle, and it will appear as if the dress was sewn this way. If you're lucky, it will create an almost sarong-looking detail, reminiscent of vintage 1950s Aloha dresses. So you can show off your waistline at the shoreline or the conga line in style. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the adventurous side of breakfast, veering off course from the ordinary, returning to our primal and ancient ways, and engaging in a ritual worth repeating. If you try the recipe, let me know what you thought and how it went in the comments, and I'd love to know if you prefer yours to be low carb on the high seas now too. I loved being your ghoulish tiki tour guide. You were brave explorers, and you're welcome to adventure with me always. Farewell until next time. Cheers.